Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Soul Portal Journeys, and I'm Renee Varnador, and I'm here with my friends Julia and Lupe, who are in Baja California, Mexico with me, and my friend Diane and my friend Leanne are here with us from San Diego. So we're going to do what we always do to start, which is call in the archangels. And a lot of you have saying, Renee, you call in the archangels all the time. We want to know more about them and why you do that and who exactly it is that you're calling in. What is that energy? And can we work with it too? And the answer is yes, 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 and yes. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to be reading archangel cards. So I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm sharing here is a picture of a reading that we did a while back on the Soul Portal map. And you can kind of see, let me see, I'm trying to move it over so that you can see the whole thing. Okay, so we've got, this is what we're doing today. We're doing Archangel card readings, and we've got two different decks that we're using, this one and this one. So, oops, my camera just died. We don't want that. I have to go back. Okay, so you can see me now, right? And you can see the handout, so we're good. Okay, so these are the two decks we're using. This deck is pictured, and then this deck is the Archangel Tarot. This deck's really not for sale anymore, so a couple people got it on eBay, but we're good. We're good. They're all angels. We're all going to figure them out. And here's the song that we sing to start. We're calling in 7 directions, and you may be used to calling in 8, starting with east. So figure out where east is for you. So we're going to go east, south, west, north. Then we're going to go below, above, and within. So here we go. East for me is over here. Spirits of the east, inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, thy recreative spirits, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, wandering spirit, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, earth-clearing spirit, Archangel Ariel, please come. Spirits of below, Mother of potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, for the sky perspective change, Archangel Ragiel, please come. Spirits of within, space gifts, Archangel Haniel, please come. Okay, and now if you can stay standing, we're going to clear our chakras vocally. So anytime we move the vibrational frequency, that it helps us clear the chakras, and you can focus with your mind as we're singing. We're just clearing 7 of them. Later on, we're going to be clearing 12. So, later on, probably in March. So here we go. We've got lamb, bam, ram, yam, You can flip your hands and you got a little triangle, yam, hum, om, and om. Okay, so om is at the brow chakra and om is at the crown chakra. Okay, so I'm playing the harmonium because these chakras also relate to different notes on the scale. So here we go. Lam, 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 lam. Ram, 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 ram. Yum, 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 yum. Ram, 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 okay, so interestingly, one of the things that we're going to be learning about coming up in February and March is all of these different chakras and which archangel helps us develop and open further and each of the chakras. So that'll be interesting coming up. This is the soul portal map that I created so that we could kind of know what sequence we're going through in our lives at the moment. I just went through a whole really huge reflective time. I was in potentiality for quite a while. Many of you know my mom just crossed on December 23rd. And so I've been doing a lot of reflecting and a lot of deep work. And so you guys get to benefit from all that. You know, somebody else does their deep work and you happen to know them, you're like, oh, okay, well, what does she know now? So here we go. Okay, this is the card that came up. And this card is the Pleiades. It's the Pleiades is a star system. And guess what? You know, not only can we get information from the archangels, but there are actually beings around the Pleiades that can help us too. And sometimes we can, you know, touch in with them. There are times of year that are really easier than other times to get in touch with the Pleiades. So we're just being able to hold the Palladian energy in this class too. So that's cool. We have the Palladian Earth Energy calendar, and Lupe gets ordered one, so she's going to get her as soon as we get together. But we've got the theme for January, like we had one class in January, is Divine Flow and Universal Energies, which was, guess what? Universal Energies was the theme of December also. Today, later today, tonight actually, is the new moon in Aquarius, and that happens at 9:47 p.m. So we're not in the new moon yet. So I'm not saying make your new moon wishes yet, but get ready to make your new moon wishes. So the lunar keys question that you can be asking yourself, that all of us can be asking ourselves, is what is being conceived? And who do we ask that question to? My brain doesn't know the answer to that. My ego doesn't know the answer to that. My personality doesn't know the answer to that. So I have to look within the eye of my heart to actually answer that question. So a lot of us have been working with, okay, how do you get into this area right here? If you look here, this is like Vesica Pisces, and the top circle is spirit, and the bottom circle is physical, being able to bring things into physical form. So this is our humanness, and this is our soul. And so this little space between the two, this little tiny nook, that's the eye of the heart. So this little part, this part of us that is aware of what we came here to do, what, you know, we're remembering who we really are. So in what way, how is that going to help us? That opens all kinds of doors for our passions, for our love, for our joy, for moving through the world with peace, because we know what we're friggin' doing here. It helps us actually be of service. So the question that you're asking in the eye of the heart is what is being conceived. So we're going to take a couple of breaths just to get into a kind of a soul alignment before we go into the next part. So inhale from the earth, feel your feet on the ground. You're inhaling through your feet. Yeah, you can inhale through your feet. Feel that energy coming up from the earth and into your heart. Exhale into your heart, all of that beautiful earth energy. And then inhale from the top of your head, the universal energies coming through into the eye of the heart. So you're feeling now these mix of universal energies and earth energies into the eye of the heart. And now this is when you can take another deep breath, being aware of your heart. And now a third breath, going deeper and asking yourself the question, what is being conceived? Okay, so I'll leave that with you, and we'll continue to work with that question throughout this class. This is a book that the earth energy flow and the universal energy flow that we're going to be talking about next. I just showed a picture of this calendar a second ago. And this is what the earth energy is today. It's loving. And we face south to really pull in this loving energy. And it's earth energy 8. And it's in loving energy. When loving energy, we step out of competition and aggression. So that would like if we're trying to deal with the loving energy and we can't process it through our being, a lot of times it comes out as competition and aggression. We can see that a lot in our world, and we can probably see that a lot in our past. So we step out of that and we move into being enthusiastic and productive. So being enthusiastic is daring to let spirit speak through us, daring to show up as who we really are, daring to show up and to be productive on that level. So we're in today's earth energy is loving energy. We also have a universal energy today, which is a number 4, and a number 4 is a foundation. And I've been working a lot on foundation energy because my mom was my foundation. And so I've been totally reworking my chakras, reworking my foundation with the universal energies. So the question we can ask about that is, what are you learning about foundation energies, or anything about foundation that came up for you? I've got old Greek pillars here. Foundation energy brings us some stability, a focus on home, family, work, and ourselves. So it's just kind of foundational things. Our evolutionary guidance energy guides and shapes the whole 13-day cycle. So if you look at the earth energy calendar, you see that we've got all of these 13-day periods kind of cordoned off on the Gregorian calendar with different colors to show different 13 sequences of 13. And when you hit day 1 of this 13-day cycle that we're in now, the earth energy was moving. So we're working as an evolutionary guidance energy for the 13-day period, and it's moving energy. And moving energy can be kind of a restless period, full of movement, good for travel, good for new discoveries. In this energy, secrets are revealed. So sometimes secrets, you hear other people's secrets, and sometimes your own secrets you've been keeping from yourself are revealed. And sometimes you just, kind of see, ooh, wow, this is kind of an interesting angelic perspective that gets revealed. So that's foundational energy. Okay, so we're going to quickly face different directions. You can stand, or if you want to, or you can sit and move. If you can, I have like one of these swivelly chairs, so I can move around. we can start with being. We're going to being, which is the first energy, and we're facing east. Then we're going to face, so I'd be like being, and then facing north and go breathing, and then facing west and say listening. And then south is behind me, and I'd say planting, and then I'd go back to moving at the east. And so we're just going to say all of these one time and see if, because we've been saying them 3 times and trying to pull them in, we're going to see if by saying them 1 time in each direction, we'll be able to pull, to have a feeling of the energy. We haven't done this in a while, so we'll see how it goes. So here we go. I'm going to pull out a little bit. Being, breathing, listening, planting, moving, transcending, remembering, loving, feeling, devoting, illuminating, choosing, exploring, healing, seeing, intuiting, evolving, self-regulating, catalyzing, enlightening. Okay, so I felt the energy build a little bit while we were doing that. Does anybody else want to share anything that came up for them while we were doing that? Okay, so let's go. Now we're gonna work on universal energies. And we want to think now, we want to think about starting at our feet with the word initiating and moving up our chakras. And you may not work with 13 chakras, but we're going to start with our feet. We're going to start actually with below our feet and then move up to our root chakra at duality, and then keep going and seeing how that resonates with us. So here we go. We're going to be feeling our feet on the ground, feeling even below our feet, initiating duality, creating foundation, change, flow, merging, connecting, harmonizing, manifesting, illuminating, understanding, completing. Okay, so those are, a quick trip through the universal energies. There's a deep meditation on the universal energies that you can look at, that in the emails that I send out. I have a class that we did this really deeply. And we have somebody else that popped in. Who else popped in? I don't know. Somebody else popped in. Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Okay, Brenda. We don't need to look at the astrology right now. Okay, so we're going to go back here. We're going to look at where we are on the soul portal map. And we are going to start giving messages with either this deck, if you were able to find it. Some clever people found it on eBay. Or this deck, if you just went to the store in the last couple of days and got it. So either deck is fine. And so I kind of want to know from you guys. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and find out from you who has a card deck and who wants to give messages, and who's here to receive, who's here to give messages, and who's here to receive messages. So if you have either of these 2 decks, You're here to give a message. Yeah, you are. And so who's got one of these two decks?
I've got one.
Okay, so Leanne's got one. Anybody else? So Brenda.
I don't have any.
No problem, Brenda.
Renee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Diane.
I don't have any, Renee. I came running in. I can't believe I'm here.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm always glad to hear that, Diane. Thank you. I mean, Brenda is joining us all the way from Canada, which means we got North America covered. We got Mexico, we got the United States, and we got Canada. Woohoo! Okay, so Lupe, do you have a deck? No. Okay, so it's just me and Leanne giving cards, and she doesn't have a camera. Okay. Okay, so we're both using this deck. Okay, we're both using Archangel Oracle cards. So here we go. So Leanne, the first person that we are going to give a message to is Julia, because after you, she was the first person here. So we're gonna, or actually I can give you a message first since you were actually the first person here. So I'm gonna give you a message from this Doreen Virtue deck. Okay, and I'm gonna, one more, okay. So here we go. And this is the card that I see for you. And if you can't see the card very well, if you're seeing all of us, you can go up to view at the top and change it to speaker view and pin me so that you can see the cards. So breathe.
Now this is for me then, Renee?
So this
Okay.
one is for you, and it's Archangel Raphael, who is our Archangel of Healing, and he's wearing emerald green, which is going to be important as we move forward in February and into March, as we get to know these major archangels and how to work with them. We're working with Archangel Raphael. We're going to be working with this kind of emerald green energy that he's wearing. So I'm going to tell you, because you're about to give messages, I'm going to advise you right now to ask Archangel Raphael to help you give messages and to really be aware of your breath. And so inhale from below into your heart and exhale at the top of your head. Inhale from above, exhale down. So just keep breathing, keep breathing. And now it's your turn to pull a card and give a message. We're going to, we're both going to now give a message to Julia. And I'm shuffling the cards right now, and you're shuffling the cards right now. We're not going to read from the guidebook for people. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the archangel, we're going to look at the picture, we're going to look at what it says, and we're just going to go from that. If while I'm talking, you want to sneak a look at the guidebook on the card you pulled, yeah, go ahead, but you're just going to talk about what resonated for you from the guidebook. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And interesting enough, Renee, the card that you pulled right before this meeting, I was asking the angels who I need to talk to in order to give a message.
Okay. Well, we answered that, right?
Well,
Right away.
you know, always very interesting, isn't it?
Okay. All right. So you work on your message for Julia. This is what I pulled for Julia. Okay. So this card is Angel Therapy. Okay. And this is, again, it's Archangel Raphael. So he's a popular guy right now. Again, the emerald green of his cloak. So that color, that very healing green. A lot of times green, we think of the earth being green. We think of the heart chakra, at least on the second layer, being green. And so we're looking at bringing in these messages through the heart chakra. We're really bringing in these messages through the heart. And we're looking at angel therapy. So if I notice, for instance, or any of us notice that our heart is not as open as we would like we're like judging somebody or we think somebody is acting ridiculous, then we go, okay, all right, okay, Archangel Raphael, I just need to focus in on you and your energy, because I want to release my tendency for judgment more and more and more. And so you can feel the archangels coming in, and if you want to, we're going to work on the archangels one at a time, but if you want to really step in and have more than one archangel around you, you can feel the archangels surrounding you and holding you. And so I'm feeling Julia being held in a circle, and a beautiful heart circle of green with a lot of love. And I see her taking flight. She's got one foot off the ground, and she's got her staff and that's lit, and she can see where she's going. She's got one foot off the ground, so she is ready to soar. So she can just ask Archangel Raphael when she's ready to help her out, because she's going to soar. So Julia, if you want to unmute and give any feedback on that message, and then we'll hear what Leanne has to say.
Well, it's a confirmation. That's what I've been feeling, is that I'm going through a shift, been in kind of a dark, confused area, and now I'm gaining clarity and ready to soar and taking the steps.
Beautiful.
But one was coming here.
All right, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I just love your light. Okay, Leanne, which card did you pull for Julia?
Well, Renee and Julia, I pulled Archangel Haniel.
Yeah.
And it's a card about sensitivity. And it says you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor your stuff and your feelings. And so for me, I'm a sensitive person as well. I care about other people a lot. And sometimes when you care that much, it can be overwhelming. On the other hand, you kind of wouldn't want it any other way, because that sensitivity causes you to feel, and it causes you to really bring in these energies, and it causes you to have discernment of what to do and what not to do. So if you work with Archangel Haniel, she wants to work with you, obviously with this card, that you can discern what you need to do and what you don't need to do. And sensitivity can be a very good thing. Yeah, we've been, thank you for that, Leanne, because we've been told, a lot of us have been told, I think most of us here have been told we're too sensitive at some point in our life. And guess what? That's not an insult. The person telling us that may have thought so, but it's not an insult. So thank you for that. And then Archangel Haniel is one of the archangels of the cosmic heart too. So that kind of matches what the Archangel Raphael card was. Yeah, right.
So beautiful. Do you have any feedback for Leanne, Julia?
Thank you, Leanne, for that reading. And I've actually been praying to be more sensitive and to hear what people might need underneath whatever else is going on, so that I can take action and actually try and, help people. Be thoughtful.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Nice.
Gosh, we could all take on those goals. Julia just gave us a whole bunch of things to do if we don't know what to do. Those are all good things.
What's very interesting, Julia, is when I was giving the message, it just poured out of me. Like now I'm listening to you, and I thought, okay, what exactly did I say? It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay, yeah, what you're doing is this is loving energy. Today is loving energy, and you are enthusiastically bringing in the energy of the archangels as you're speaking. So yeah, that's what it feels like. And you're experiencing that in a safe place. So we all love you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next person here was Lupe, so I'm going to shuffle the cards again, and I'm thinking about Lupe, and I'm going to think about what cards. So, Leanne, you're thinking about Lupe also. You're going to pull a card for her too, and then both you and I are going to give her messages, and then Lupe can respond to both of our messages. So that's the way we're going to do it. And this is Lupe's card from me. Oh, look! This card is Relationship Harmony. Woohoo! Okay, and that's Archangel Ragiel. Okay, and so this is a really good. I just immediately saw this, and I'm thinking that there is an archangel that's looking out for you, like between the two of you. He's like between you and your husband, between you and your son, between you and any of your relationships. There's like an archangel that is looking out for you. And if you're like upset with somebody in your life that you love so much, then you can ask this archangel right here for help in dealing with this person in the most loving way possible. And so you're saying, I remember one time I had to get on the phone with somebody that thought I was an idiot because I couldn't figure out how to put up a website. And so I was like feeling all this stuff from that person. I had to call them on the phone. So I'm like, okay, and I prayed to this archangel, and then I got on the phone with that person, and it was fine. All of that had gotten cleared out of my fear, and I was able to just listen to what the person was trying to tell me without feeling, like they were attacking me for not knowing what I asked them about. Okay, and so here's this beautiful card and this beautiful archangel working with Lupe in all her relationships. What do you have for Lupe, Leanne?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
Okay.
I pulled the card of courage with Archangel Ariel, and it says, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. And then when I was asking her, how does this apply to Lupe? Mm-hmm. One of the things that I always think of what real courage is courage is not just going as a warrior, being a warrior in every single battle. It's looking at the battles that you can be effective in, and then knowing the ones that you can't, walking away from the ones that you can't do anything about. And you sometimes to be courage and speak up for yourself sets an example for other people around you as well, not just yourself, because courage attracts courage. And the main point of this angel is that courage is loving energy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So this Archangel Ariel, courage, you have to do something and you know you got to do it. This is the Archangel of the call if you need to step into that courage. Thank you, Leanne. Lupe, you want to give us feedback? You want to unmute and give us feedback, Lupe?
You guys are mind readers.
Okay.
I've been, like the last couple of days, the questions that I've been answering is, who am I? Where am I today? Let's see. What expectations do I have, Scott, in our relationship? And what do I need to know?
Okay.
You guys have helped me a lot with this, because it's like you caught me on what I was thinking of doing, and I am being courageous. And I think what I'm getting out of this journaling that I've been doing is the courage. And now I know I got a little archangel. I was trying to write his name down. Archangel Ariel?
Ariel, right.
Ariel.
Ariel. Well,
I think I talked to him. I must have talked to him because I did get the courage to write this down because I've been doing this for the last 3 or 4 days, and it hasn't been at times pleasant because I go back, and I say, where is this coming from? This is partly what it is. My husband does not
You don't
say,
have to, you don't have to.
Really,
get-
you don't have to say. You
no,
don't
no,
have to say.
no, it's okay. My husband does not say,
We're
I
on,
love you.
Lupe, we're
Very
on
often.
YouTube.
That's all right. That's all
And
right.
by the
Okay,
way,
it's okay.
By the way,
I-
Archangel Ariel is a female.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
all of the archangels have male and female attributes in it. So we've got
Yeah,
Lupe,
yeah, that's it.
stay in
That's it.
and stay after, and we'll talk about the rest of it if you want to. The rest of it.
Honey, we don't have to talk about it. It's
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Okay, the next person that was here is Diane. So I'm shuffling cards for Diane, and so is Leanne. Leanne and I are shuffling cards for Diane. And Diane, this card jumped the deck. You know what that means when a card jumps the deck.
Right.
So here it is. It's Archangel Chamiel, and Archangel Chamiel is one of the archangels for about peace, about love. I'm thinking of Thich Nhat Hanh, who just passed, who wrote tons and tons of books about peace. Peace is every step, and that just reminds me of you and how peacefully your intention is to walk on the earth with peace and with grace. And so that's reminding me of that. And so when you're feeling that, that's great. If you're not feeling that and you want to, it's Archangel Chamiel that can help return you to that state that I've heard you talk so beautifully about. And I notice that he is holding this beautiful dove, this beautiful peace dove. And so I just feel like this beautiful peace that you can feel when you're working with animals, when you're working with when you're working with plants. So I'm just feeling this peace for you, and I'm feeling this beautiful flight energy. Archangel Chamiel's wings are down, but this bird's energy wings are ready to soar. Okay, Leanne, what do you have for Diane?
I'm kind of still working on this, but what I would like to do is just put it out there and then let Diane kind of figure it out.
Okay, which card did you get?
I pulled Archangel Ragiel, which is called Spiritual Understanding.
Okay.
And the card says, I'm bringing you historic information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So when I first met Renee way back with Millie Landis, long time ago, like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We were both in a class and we were both really into it. A lot of people were really into it. But I was trying to even get to a point where I would be super into this thing, and I was pushing so hard. And sometimes spiritual understanding doesn't come by working so hard, it comes by letting everything go, and then, going to sleep, asking the angels to help you get a message, bring a message to you, and letting that flow into you. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if you're working on spiritual understanding or, having more information that you want coming your way. But apparently Archangel Raziel is definitely wants to assist you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah, Archangel Raziel, if you are working with the book of knowledge, if you are working with the book of wisdom, if you are paying attention to your dreams and you're getting symbols in your dreams, it could be Archangel Raziel speaking to you. We did for years Leanne brought up a really good point, is that we are receiving this energy and this help from the angels with open hands. So we're letting go of what we think, because obviously if what we're doing is not working and we want to perceive something higher, we have to let go of our pushing so that we can receive what it is. So give us feedback, Diane.
Well, first of all, that is so beautiful and perfect. I am always attempting to grow, and it's when I do talk with the angels, I'm always in gratitude for their help to help me to surrender, to help me to just be and get out of the way. As being a human, okay, give me more. Well, hello, Diane, be quiet, surrender, allow, and they do come through in those quiet, beautiful moments. I mean, I had this morning, I kept hearing, be at peace, be peaceful. And so you brought that up. And, I've had a few things recently come into my life that were stressful and everything. And I kept trying to remind myself to let it go. Let it go. I am not the one in control. And so everything that the both of you said was just it just fit so beautifully, because I am one of those people that I want to grow. I'm always wanting to learn the next step or the next, So thank you. That was just a beautiful reminder, a confirmation, so to speak. So thank you. I loved every moment of it.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Diane. And Diane's response reminded me that we should be, when we receive a card or we were able to give a reading that resonated with somebody, now is the time to say, oh, thank you for that, Archangel Chamiel, or thank you for that, Archangel Ragiel, so that the more we say thank you and the more that we ask. So when we go to the archangels, we have to ask, we have to let go, we have to receive. And then when we get something, even a little bit, we say thank you. And then that creates more of a connection for more and more and more coming through. So beautiful. Thank you for that reminder to us. And now we're going to read for Brenda. I'm shuffling the cards for Brenda here. And Leanne is shuffling the cards for Brenda. And Brenda's going to talk. There's Brenda. Yay! She was working and she's racing home. And all.
I just actually literally sat down. So the timing, as always, is perfect.
Okay, this card wants to be your card. So let's see what it is. Oh, look. This is very interesting. Moon cycles. And this is Archangel Haniel. We had Archangel Haniel before. And she's one of the if you know tarot at all, she relates to the high priestess, and tracking moon cycles is really good right now because this is the new moon in Aquarius coming up later tonight. And when we hit the new moon, what we do is we ask the question of our soul within us, the authentic part of ourselves, that little eye of the heart, we ask it, what is being conceived? So that is the question of today. And Archangel Haniel, I think, wanted to make sure you understood that you knew that, and that you knew that tracking moon cycles was really, really important to be doing, because it just really helps you say, oh God, why am I feeling this? Well, where's the moon? What phase is the moon in? What sign is the moon in? What house is the moon in? And those, and then you'll go, oh yeah, well, duh, no wonder I'm feeling all that. So this following moon phases is really clarifying, and I can give you more. Anybody that wants, I have an astrology mentor named Bronwyn Simons, and she has lunar keys. If anybody wants the lunar keys that go along with the lunar phases, let me know. Just shoot me an email or message me on Facebook, and I will tell you. I will, get that to you. So here is Archangel Haniel. Okay, Leanne, what do you have for Brenda?
Well, I pulled the card of Archangel Raphael, Jophiel, outdoors. And it says on the card, Brenda, go outside, get some fresh air, connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas.
Yeah.
And then so I was thinking, like nothing was coming to me. And I was thinking, how does this apply to Brenda? And one of the things that I got was, every day we've got to remind ourselves to go outside and reconnect with the energy of nature and clear out all the old energy, get rid of all that old energy that we have and constantly reconnect with the new, pushing ourselves forward, not always going backwards. And to do that, one of the remedies is to connect with nature and to constantly clear to go forward.
Beautiful. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah, this is a really good card for you, Brenda. How do you resonate with either of the messages?
Oh, both of them. Because, so I wasn't quite sure, what I needed. And Renee knows that last week was a pivotal week for me in terms of moving forward. And so I had kind of put it out there, which archangel or energy, do I need to tap into now? And do I need to support me? Because I had some huge energy shifts on the 27th and it destabilized my day job a little bit. And I've already asked to go down to 4 days and I had a lot of things going on there. And so tracking the moon cycles, what am I conceiving today? That's really what I need to remember. But I have to say, Leanne, the other messages, I am definitely an outdoor person and that about gaining new creative ideas. And every day I do absolutely need to remember to clear out the old energy because there are some things going on in my old day life and I have to remember that that's the old life and I'm moving into the new, so constantly clear to go forward. So thank you to both of you and to both, I'm not sure either how you say that, Renee Raphael and Haniel. Yeah, and I will definitely do some work with that. So I thank you all.
Brenda, I just got to say that I pulled this card a little bit before Renee told me to shuffle the deck. I was shuffling before Renee told me to shuffle. And I thought, well, maybe this is my card. Maybe this should be for me. And I thought, no, I've got to go with the card that came. I've really got to. And you know what? Up until the time that I started talking, I had no idea what I was going to say to you.
Wow.
So,
well, I thank you because it was spot on. So thank you.
Well, that's good. I think Leanne did a great job jumping in and letting her enthusiasm, her loving energy be what she spoke and not needing to know what she was going to say beforehand, just going for it. So I think it was a good job. Good job, Leanne.
Well, I also want to say this too. I don't know, going forward, I'll try the best I can, but I'm pretty rusty. And I can only say that there was one message I gave to somebody that really resonates with me, is that I've got to just let it come to me. I can't, if I overwork it on this, which I am a really hard worker, I know how this works and it won't work. So.
Yeah, when we're receiving from the angels, it's not about working hard.
Right.
We're in the yin energy when we're receiving from the angels. And then once we get our marching orders, then we work the yang energy about what we've been about. If we're asking, if things we're like, okay, now what? Then that's the time to release. And so beautiful, you guys. So yeah, so even though these cards were pointed towards specific people, you could have pulled, like Leanne said, she pulled a card that was for her and Brenda. I mean, that's definitely Brenda's card, but I can see how it's also Leanne's card. So And then if Lupe or Julia or Diane also heard a message, that could be their message too. You know, it's like the angels were talking to all of us, but we were really pointing in specifically towards the person that got the card pulled for them. So if you heard a message, your message, everybody liked their message. If you heard somebody else's message that you liked, guess what? Take it in. That's your message too. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. I think you guys are awesome. You guys are doing really, really great. And I'm going to tell you what's coming up in the astrology really quick. I talked about how the full moon is coming up this very evening. New moon in Aquarius, 9:47 Pacific time. So it's going to be earlier than that for Brenda. Tomorrow is the Chinese New Year of the water tiger. And the day after that, Julia knows about, it's like, whoops, I have too many twos in there. So it's 2222 at 2:22. So tune in to all of those twos tomorrow. And you can also tune into all of those twos on 2/22/22. There's going to be a lot of 222 energy. And so we'll see that's coming up. The next day, so we've got a lot happening the first couple of days of February. Mercury is moving direct. Now all the planets are direct. So when we have planets in retrograde, we have a lot of time to reflect. And now that all of the planets are moving forward, it's time for us to take new action. Now we can take action on the old stuff that we know we need to do, but now it's time to take action on new stuff. So if we are receiving new information when we're asking ourselves the question, what is being conceived, and we get a new step moving forward, time to take action starting on February 3rd after Mercury goes direct. So it's going to be time for action pretty soon. February 15th, Venus and Mars are going to conjunct in Capricorn, and that's really powerful energy. There's going to be a full moon in Leo on the 16th. So that energy is very illuminating. We're going to be moving from Aquarius, where we are right now, which is an air sign. So we're thinking about things, and we're going to be entering the water sign of Pisces, which is a sign of unity. It's a very spiritual sign at the end of the zodiac. But this is what the stars, the Aquarius stars, look like. So upcoming classes, we are having a February and March series called Working with the Angels. So our next class, we're going to be working with one archangel. We're going to be working with Archangel Michael first. It's going to be at 2:30 Pacific Standard Time. Next Monday is the February 7th, and this is all three classes, and we're going to talk about Archangel Michael. We're going to pull whatever cards we have related to the archangels. It doesn't have to be just those two decks, although if I know the deck, it'll be easier for me to be able to chime in and be helpful. Then we're going to follow up with Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Chamiel. So thank you all of these wonderful archangels for coming and wanting to serve us and wanting to help us through this. And so there's a lot of information that's going to come through in the Monday class. But starting, there's going to be a collective cycle, a collective shadow cycle. Now, shadows are not bad. It's just that shadows show us what we're not seeing. So it could be, it's not like dark shadows, vampires. Could be golden shadows, like what good things about yourself are you not seeing, as opposed to what do you think you like, you think you're all that, like you think you have to push, and then you realize, oh, no, I don't have to push. I didn't know that before. So that part of my understanding was in shadow. And now I know that I have to move forward with more yin energy, with more receiving energy as I move forward into what I want to create. So we can, why this question? What is your dream for humanity and planet Earth? Oh my gosh, what in the heck? That's a huge question. The reason that question is there is because right now we have the planet Jupiter in Pisces. And so this is, Pisces is the sign of dreams, and Jupiter is the sign of expansion, and Neptune is also in Pisces, and Neptune is a very spiritual planet. There's a lot of people, if Neptune isn't related in some way to their chart in a spiritual way, they fall into the illusionary capacity of Neptune, and so they fall into maybe substance abuse or believing really whacked out conspiracy theories or something like that. So, but we, with Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, for the basically from this whole period, this whole collective shadow period, and going into April, we've got time for reflection as we're moving forward and trying things out. So we're seeing and we're paying attention to our dreams during this period. So this is in collective shadow cycles is something that Pia Orleans, who wrote this Pleiadian Earth energy, talks about in her book. Humanity is offered a period of time to clear old beliefs and patterns. The challenges during these periods are intended to help us grow. We can consciously call in the help of the archangels during these periods. So this up here is what Pia Orleans said. What here is what I'm saying. This is I'm offering. Okay, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this time. We're going to get through this period of clearing this old belief, clearing these old beliefs, clearing these old patterns. I've got a whole bunch of old patterns to clear. And so it'll be very, very interesting for all of us during this time. So during this time, I'm going to be hosting a special additional weekly class on Thursdays at 6 to 7 p.m. So it's only a 1 hour on Thursdays, and this is for anybody that signs up with them. This is a donation-based series. So what it is, we're going to be working with the archangels. How can we co-create with them to manifest our dream for humanity and the planet? That's what we're trying to figure out, while Jupiter and Neptune are in Pisces in February and March. So we're going to be working with them. So we're working on the same week that we work with Archangel Michael in the free class. We have a couple of days to work with the energy of Archangel Michael, which is this beautiful royal blue color. And then on Thursday, we're going to go into a much deeper dive meditation to really connect, really have Archangel Michael activated. So we're thinking, we're using our brain, we're figuring it out, we're looking at stuff on Monday, but we're really jumping in the deep end of the pool on the Thursday class. And so we're like working with Archangel Michael and then working with Raphael the next week, who came up, for two people today, the Archangel of Healing with that emerald green. So we'll be, for Archangel Michael, we can bring or wear something royal blue. For working with Archangel Raphael, we can bring or wear something emerald green. And then Archangel Gabriel's color we'll talk about, and then Uriel and Chamiel. So we've got, and Chamiel came up quite a bit, the Archangel for love and peace. Having deep meditations, because what happens when we are really thinking about, okay, what my life's great, okay, I'm blessed, I have a fantastic relationship in an amazing house, and I'm doing good work, but what am I actually giving to, helping humanity with? How can I actually serve? What am I actually doing? So we are really looking towards our purpose and how we can best be of assistance as the planet's going through a really rough time. And some people are suffering a lot, and other people are saying, oh, we're just going through an evolutionary up level. And the archangels are here to help us with this evolutionary up level. And I'm here to help you figure out how they're helping us in this stage of what humanity is going through. So again, this is Thursdays from 6 to 7 p.m. and it's starting not this coming Thursday. We'll have the Archangel Michael class next week on Monday first, and then we'll have the class with Archangel Michael on the 10th. So if you make a donation of at least $55, which is like $10 a class, there's 5 classes, you're going to receive an email over the next 5 Monday evenings. You're going to get an invitation with the different Zoom link for the Thursday deep dive, which is going to have some deep meditations. You're going to have links for the replay of the Monday class. So if you can't come on Monday, but you can come on Thursday, there's going to be people that are going to be watching the replay because they can't be here right now, but they want to do it. Then you're also going to receive handouts for each of the archangels covered. Week by week, you'll have a different handout. And then there's going to be some reflective questions coming up for this collective shadow period. So this is the entire world is going through a collective shadow period in that time frame. And so what is it? How can we train ourselves to think, to recognize evolutionary impulse and recognize who can help us? So the question is, how are you contributing to the evolution of humanity and the planet? What is your dream for humanity and planet Earth? The archangels are here to help. And if you, during this time period, during these 5 weeks, if you want to make a donation of at least $111, you also, besides everything else, you also get an hour with me. So what's it, okay, we're going to save humanity. Well, okay, that's a little extreme. I don't know if we're going to save humanity, but we are going to be moving forward. And as we do that work, we're going to be opening ourselves to more freedom in our lives, more clarity of our purpose. We're going to be opening to more of the flow of love, joy, and peace as we walk in grace in our daily life. So if you are interested, let me know. I'm going to post this in the Facebook group. I'm going to post this. We're going to continue working on some archangels the following. We can look at any of that. If any of you have questions, I'm going to hang on after this, but we're going to close out right now with this song. This is a song we always sing. We are a circle of love. So here we go. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. Hope to see you next week.